My name's Macdonald. I'm a professional skateboarder of 25 years. Known, I guess, primarily as a vert skater. And most recently, we've been doing this Skatercross skateboard racing thing. I guess the easiest way to describe it is Skatercross skateboard racing. You're riding skateboards and it's through rhythms and jumps and berms. And then it's racing in its truest form. There's no style points, there's no judging. Clean race is a good race, and the first one across the line wins. Skatercross came from skating street and being comfortable on transitions and having friends that do BMX. They'd build these jump boxes and these like rhythm sections. I'd always be like, I want to do that on my skateboard, you know, because I can't ride a BMX bike very well. About a year and a half ago, a BMX colleague of mine built a pump track for BMX. And as soon as I saw pictures of it, I was like, that's it. That's a miniature version, but that's a Skatercross track. So I called him up. I was like, I'm going to come out with a buddy of mine. After the first 20 minutes on the track, we were like, this is totally going to work.
After seeing what was possible, Macdonald set about raising the $200,000 needed to begin construction on the first ever Skatercross track.
Conceptually, it had never been built before, but all the pieces separately had been built. We had kind of a starting point, but it was really like 20-foot transition, that looks pretty good, let's try that. And we'd cut it and build it, and yeah, that looks good, okay. And then literally we'd roll down it and try it out. And I jumped it and I went way too far and killed myself. Pulled the landing ramp back a little bit with a forklift, and okay, now it's more feasible. Now let's build some flat bottom in the next jump. After that, okay, jump 2 jumps, and now we got to figure out this berm. Is this going to be big enough? We designed and tested and built the track all at the same time in about 3 weeks, and well, you know, it works. I want like people to be racing straight away. So you pull off the gate and you have to drop it 4 feet down into the roll-in. So you're racing within a split second after the gate drops. It's not downhill like a snowboarder cross track. It's like you generate your own speed. It's not necessarily the fastest rider, it's the smoothest rider. Whoever can get the proper pump on each jump is the winner. And your quads are burning by the time you get to the end of a 30-second race. So you'll notice on the track we've got these jump hurdles. A lot of thought went into these. They're red, gold, and green. That separates your lanes. And on the first 2.5 straights of the track, you need to stay in your lane to make the lane times fair. The whole idea is that if you're staying in your lane, it doesn't matter if you're in the inside lane or the outside lane, the track's gonna run the same times. You gotta go higher to clear the jump hurdle on the inside lane. The idea being when you're staying low and smooth, you're going faster, so you don't have to jump as high. On the outside lane, you're going faster, and that makes up the difference as you look down the track. We've done one pro race, and we had guys that are known for their vert skating, for their mega ramp skating, for their street skating. It levels the playing field, and everyone had their own interpretation of how they were going to best get through the track. For me, I was borrowing from my ramp skating and vert skating skills and being comfortable being in the air. And then you have the element of there's other people around you. You're jumping over a 25-foot gap, and there's a guy on your left and a guy on your right. There's definitely some contact. And when we did the first race, it was like, wow, this is so exciting to watch. One of our races on the first pro race we did was decided by 5/100ths of a second. I was standing on the deck with 20 other riders that were racing that day, and we're watching that race. There's 2 guys going, and there was 6 lead changes. It's just super exciting racing. Ultimately, we want to have a modular track that we can bring around the country, and it'll basically go together like Legos. So each time you race, there'll be a different track setup. You'll start to see the equipment, you know, the size of your board, and your wheels will matter. And then lastly, the training. I skateboard 5 days a week, 3 hours at a time, and I go and take 6 or 8 full laps through the track, and I'm burnt. It takes a lot out of you. One of the most appealing things is that you already have this pool of athletes that you know from street skating or from vert skating, and then you'll get Joey from Oklahoma, who you've never heard of, that can ride a Skatercross track better than anybody, and that's the cool part about it. There's no politics involved. It's if you're fast, you're in.